All right. Connor puts the voice box back into Eldov.
And Eldov says, "My name is Eldov."
Sure.
Eldov, how fast do you move?
He looks down at his scrawny legs, like tests out the joints of his knees and ankles, and looks at one leg, and then the other, and then back up at you. I do not know.
Eldov, I want you to walk out on this gear, count to 2, and then walk back. And I'm going to watch to see if the lightning starts to arc to him as he does that.
And he gives an over-exaggerated salute, and he steps over to the gear, and he times it, so he steps out onto the gear and waits a second, and then steps back. And in that time, watching the bottom of the gear, you do see the electricity begin to crackle up and around.
Okay. Well, and then what was the status of this? Sorry, I know I asked it, but I forgot what you said.
It's regular. It's
Yeah,
not doing anything.
the magic's been discharged from it.
Can it be turned now?
No, it looks like it can be
No.
turned, but if you actually get your hands on it now, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And are there any other like noteworthy features in this room that I've forgotten about?
In this room, no.
There is one last thing. Do you remember what state I left this in? That's one of those sundials, right?
I remember you turned it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall if you left it in place or not.
Me either. Let's say I let it go back. All right, there's a sundial on the other side. I'll go try that first, and then if that doesn't work, we'll try that door for some more fun lightning.
Sure.
Oh, wait, no, you did leave that in place.
I left it turned?
You turned it and you left it in place.
Okay.
You must have.
Okay. I mean, I'll go release it, and we can see if that opens any of these doors. And then we can try for 4 more fun lightning.
So you dash across and don't get electrocuted. Go back in and winch the sundial back into the previous position.
And then come to here and make my way across quickly again. Has anything changed in this room as I'm doing that?
Nope, these two rooms look like they're in the same state as before. Just the slowly moving gear and the 3 platforms overhead.
Is this door open or closed?
It's closed.
Lightning
Lightning was charging up when he ran across that time, right?
Oh yeah, every time.
Every time.
And we've tried all 4 directions on this one?
I think Lucius has, yes.
Yeah.
I'll try them again now with the sundial turned. Just one more thing before I get myself zapped again.
Doesn't go anywhere.
So up, then down, then left, then right.
Nope, does not avail you.
Alright, so I tried down, right? So I should try up this time? What do you guys think? Or right? Ooh, which way does this gear turn?
Clockwise.
Clockwise.
So I think I should try right next?
Might as well, yeah.
Alright, I push this door to the right.
Let's get a dexterity saving throw.
It's 4.
29 points of lightning damage as it arcs across the gear, and the door stubbornly does not open.
Half of that is 15.
By the way, Connor, the doll seems to get great enjoyment as you guys continue to run into this room and get zapped and run back.
I'm sure she does.
Well, you can't see because you're keeping your back to her.
Alex pulls out another healing salve and treats his lightning burns.
Okay.
That's a good one. And then, alright, so we tried right, we've tried down. Should I try up?
Let me try one.
Okay. Can you resist lightning?
No.
Okay, good luck.
But I'm a little more agile.
Yeah.
All right. What direction
Are you
going?
fast enough to have the movement to get in and out before the lightning hits?
How much movement is it? It's 30? Well, before I move.
These are 5-foot squares, and you can barely see the squares on this room. Looks
Yeah.
like it's about 15 or
You do 5?
20 feet to the door.
15. Oh, then yeah, I don't have enough. But I mean, if
Boy, Longstrider would be real good here.
sure would.
I mean, you'd be able to move out and then get zapped, and then move back on your next turn before you get zapped a second time.
Test 2 directions that way.
Oh, you wanted to try it?
Yeah, I just feel bad you're taking all these electric zaps. That's all. All right.
Are we doing it?
Which way do you want me to try up?
We've tried down and right, so yeah, I think up is the more likely than left.
I'm gonna need
Alright.
dexterity saving throw. It's a good song.
That is a 13.
42 points of lightning damage. And the door does not move.
Is that resisted at all?
I mean, it moves, but it doesn't open.
Yeah, but did I resist any of that?
No.
Make the save.
Nope.
No. Okay, I'm down.
So
You're
you guys
down?
watch Connor run out into the room and grab the door and try to throw it up, and the electricity courses through his body, and he slumps down onto the gear.
Can you grab him? Because I can't. I mean, I might be able to, but I have 8 strength.
I have fuck all for strength too.
And he's moving away from you on the gear.
So what kind of action is it to grab him?
You can just grab him and drag him back. It's not really an action.
You do have a good berry.
Yeah. But it's an action to use a good berry, and when I take an action in this room, I get zapped. 15... 20, 25, double move. 25. Okay.
And you just barely get Connor back out of the room as the electricity
And now I'll
is
give you a
tickling
good
his
berry.
toes.
All right.
This is my favorite room in the dungeon.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it a
no,
lot.
I'm glad you're having fun.
Could we try left? I can take one more.
Connor's head's still ringing from that last zap.
You ask if you've tried left, and the Precious points excitedly at Lucius and then clasps her hands together.
Yeah, I'm gonna try left.
All right, give me a dexterity saving throw.
What is the definition of madness, Nodal?
That's a 14 on dex.
Stop trying to distract me and go fish.
37 points of lightning damage, which you can cut in half for passing the save.
Oh, nice.
And again, the door shutters, does not open, and that's all 4 directions tried.
Okay, all right, Alexander, you're going to disassemble this thing, and you're going to shove this thing back into her. You're going to take her arms up so she cannot stop you from doing that.
Hold her head open. It's a tiny doll.
She bites, though. She might hurt my feet.
I have gloves.
And she still might not tell us.
Yeah, I'll take the voice box. I'll love the skeleton. Could I please see your voice box?
Of course, my good friend, Alexander. And he opens up his jaw, presents the voice box.
Hold that. And if Lucius restrains her, I'll put the voice box back in.
And you don't really have to restrain her because she's a tiny doll.
Tiny doll.
Just get your fingers
It's
in
a
there
child's toy,
and wrench
Lucius.
the mouth open. It's not difficult at all. And she does try to bite down on your fingers. And as soon as you get the voice box back in place, she's squealing and kicking and calling you all sorts of, like, ruffian, how dare you manhandle me? Don't be so rough.
He just slumps against this wall and then carefully lays his gun against it in just sort of a little pile.
What do you do with the doll?
Set the doll on the
Lucius is
ground.
holding her.
Okay.
I'm going to set the doll on the ground
Mhm.
in between myself and Alexander. I'm going to stare at it.
And she says, I have an idea. And she points at Lucius and says, you should run in there and get electrocuted. Oh, it would
Yeah.
be ever so much fun.
I knew that was coming. That's why I didn't put the-
You were in my arms when I got hit twice. I don't think so.
And it was ever so much fun.
See, this is why I didn't give the voice box back to her.
Then she
Listen,
makes a little...
Precious.
Go ahead.
Listen, Precious.
Uh-huh.
Lucius just holds his fingers about an inch apart. He says, I'm about this close to drop kicking you into that room and down whatever pit happens to be down there.
And as you're...
I have lost every single iota of patience I have with this whole situation.
As you're scolding her, she makes a little pouty face. She says, "Do you boys need a hand?"
Yes.
She holds out her hand, and she says, "I'll tell you, for 5 pieces of platinum."
Could be worse. Could be Hanoi God of Puzzles.
Lucius, with a very disgusted look on his face, sets 5 platinum coins in her lap.
Do you even have platinum coins?
I do.
Okay. And she takes each coin one by one, because she can't really hold more than that. And she reaches back and pulls her hair aside, revealing a coin slot in the back of her neck. And one by one, she puts the coins into the slot. And you hear them clatter and clink down inside of the doll cavity. And these aren't like fake coins or anything, right? These aren't trick coins. These aren't magic.
No.
Okay, they're just real platinum pieces. Okay.
Yep.
And after that, she seems very satisfied. She claps her hands. And then she points into the door.
For the month.
And she points to 3 of the platforms above the gear in turn. And she says, "One of them disarms the trap. One of them opens the doors to the next room. And the other one doesn't do anything at all. Completely empty and worthless, just like you."
How high off the ground are those?
About 10 feet.
Well, I'm gonna screw another vial of that healing salve and make another cold mist. Another 20d6 of healing, come and get it. And then we're gonna come up with a plan for that. Because I'm completely tapped on resisting lightning.
I'll take whatever leftovers are available, because I'm not full, but I'm close.
We haven't even had any combat in this dungeon yet. Unless you are counting the battle of wits you guys are having with this doll.
In the arena of wits, they fight unarmed, for they get better combat bonuses that way.
In the Arena of Wits, I use Stunning Strike.
Alright, take your dice. You can take sets of 2.
I feel like we streamlined this spell and got it down to like 30 seconds. That was a
Well,
couple
it's in
campaigns
combat,
ago.
you're intended to use it like, every round you roll or whatever.
Yeah, but Riot cast this spell in Planescape like 4 times a session. We started getting really good at breaking it all up.
I think it was just like she took the total and then we split it up amongst.
Yeah, she rolled up. She gave us a total, and we just split the. We didn't really worry as much about individual dice.
That's fair.
Faster.
Yeah. We had a bunch of bonuses, so even trying to allocate the dice was a huge pain in the ass.
So the good news is that Precious is in a very good mood right now because she got paid and she got her voice box back and she got to watch you guys shock yourselves for half an hour.
Okay.
Not an hour, though, because then we'd be back.
Right. Not the full hour.
Yeah.
Lucius, do you want to camp up and see if we can fly again before we do this?
I mean, it's a thing we could do.
After that little mist trick, I'm pretty much out, so it doesn't matter to me. But is there anything useful you or Connor can do?
I could fly. That's about it.
Almost tapped too.
Okay. So, should we each go to one of these, and then hopefully one of us finds the one that disarms the trap?
So that last fly spell I used was an emergency measure. I would have been able to get Connor with it had he been closer to me. I had to touch somebody to but I could easily get 2 of us down with one fly spell.
Probably getting... Because remember, the platforms are also spinning. And they're not spinning smoothly. They stay in place for 20 or 30 seconds while the gear comes around, and then they move to the next position. I would say it would be relatively easy to climb up to 2 platforms that are near to the door. But that would mean that the third one is furthest away from the door, and that one would probably require flight to get to in 1 round.
So you're saying we hit all 3 of them at once after we take a little bit of a sit?
So one doesn't do anything, one opens the door, and one disarms the trap. So the thing is,
She says, if you want me to
mean-
repeat myself, it will be another 5 pieces of platinum. And she holds out her hand.
Don't push your
I mean,
luck.
I'm pretty confident I can disarm the trap once I get to the thing. I don't know if either of you are at all familiar with... I mean, I don't know what I'm looking for. Hopefully I'll know it when I see it.
Yeah.
I guess the odds are, what if the one that disarms the trap is on the back? Because I'm pretty sure I'm dead if I get up there and I don't get back down in about 6 seconds. I can't take 2 of those arcs.
Oh no, we wouldn't want Alexander to be dead.
You think we should wait an hour and you can fly?
I think it's
I think it's the best shot we got.
better to be safe than sorry at this point.
Okay.
We have chewed through a lot of resources, so
Yeah.
Everybody can take the benefit of a short rest. As long as you guys are okay with spending the entire rest with the doll being snarky at you.
I'm going to take the voice box out after about 3 minutes.
Oh, she doesn't
Not
like
restful
that.
until that happens.
She doesn't like that at all. She's very
Not
upset about
restful in
that.
that state. Oh boy, I wish I had used hit dice instead of that Aura of Vitality, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Gus and Seeker, a whole hour goes by, and they haven't gotten you out of this room.
We remain unrescued.
Yes.
Who won the game of Go Fish?
Scrappy.
Oh, I cheated.
Yeah, I know you cheated, but and I let you cheat.
Well, then he won.
Then yeah.
But
Don't play against the diviner. Go fish.
Yeah, I know. So let's see. That'd be 5 hit points. I'm gonna use 1 hit die, and that gets me up to 69. Nice. Okay, so
I don't get it.
All right. Well, Scrappy, if you were more of an object than a creature,
Scrappy is definitively a creature.
yeah. And I'll put a hand on Gus and say, "You ready to go, Gus?"
where are we going? Are we leaving the dungeon, or are we going?
No,
to
we're
the
going
other
back to the other side of the door. I thought you were joking.
room? I don't know. I could go for some tacos right now.
I'll bring Scrappy.
Leave Gus in there.
All right. And I'm going to cast Dimension Door, bringing us back here.
Are you bringing... You can't... Can you not bring Scrappy with you?
I can bring 1 creature. That's why I said if Scrappy was more of an object than a creature, I could bring him with us.
Fair enough. So yeah, just about the time you guys are done with your short rest in here, Seeker and Gus magic their way back into the room.
Hey, Alex, I've misplaced your dog.
Badger.
They all look very thoroughly electrocuted.
Boy, you guys look like you had fun.
yeah. Well,
That is a word, not one that I would choose.
you guys pay hazard pay, right? That's how this works.
Oh, it's all hazard pay, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't recall in your contract mentioning you get paid.
Mhm.
In fact, I seem to recall mentioning you get negative paid.
Yeah, something about me taking on a debt.
Yeah. Welcome to
Weirdest
the team,
job
buddy. Glad to have you.
Weirdest job I've ever had.
I'll explain to these 2 all the things we've discovered in their absence.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Then give me that book.
Yeah. Can you read Elvish?
No, but I can comprehend languages.
I can just straight up read Elvish, but
You're not a wizard, though.
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, you cast spells as a wizard kinda does.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'll hand it over.
If it was books for dummies, I'd give it to you, Gus.
If there's any rituals in there, let me know because I want to copy that shit.
Oh, we're all copying it if there's rituals in there, buddy.
I'm just
Even
because you beat me at Go Fish doesn't mean you get to insult my intelligence.
Only with regards to magic.
Hey, Lucius, if you want to give me a fly, I would like to get Scrappy back. So I still want to open this door and disarm this trap, because also, what if for some reason we get stuck in that room? We should disarm the trap while we're still healthy enough to not be killed by the goddamn lightning. If you want
Also,
to give me and you a fly, I'll go for the farthest one, you can take one. And Seeker, how confident do you feel in disarming a magical trap?
Seeker shrugs and says, "I'm going to read this book first."
Oh, it's
So-
going to take hours to read this book.
Oh, it's like real long?
It's a wizard spell book. It's a large tome filled with pages in Elvish text.
I'd like to ask why. What? So.
Yeah.
We're gonna like take a hammer and crack open this doll and get our 5 platinum pieces, right? When we're done.
Oh yeah.
She
Yeah, yeah,
shakes her head back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm
If
gonna
I
look
were
at-
building it, I would add a non or extra dimensional or teleportation plane in the coin slot.
Well, worst case scenario, we just feel better about breaking the doll.
She
And
shakes
I'm
her
gonna turn
head
around and
again.
walk away.
Oh, actually, do you want to try it, Gus? I think you're probably pretty good at not getting killed by lightning.
Yeah.
All right, so Lucius, if you get you and Gus fly to the two in the back, and I'll climb to the one in the front. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
See, Gus, you might not have wizard spell books, but you've got not being destroyed by lightning.
Or should
got that on me.
Lucius stay here so he doesn't drop concentration on fly?
That would probably be the best. I can get fly on 2 of you.
Yep. All right, give me fly. I'll go for the rear one. Gus should probably also give the 2 people with heavy armor fly. Can't
Yeah,
move
I
that
will do
fast.
that, Gustavus, and you'll have that for 10
Who
minutes.
wants to
Stop.
get the close one?
The 3 of you just go ahead and place yourselves on these 3 platforms. I mean, they've been spinning this whole time, so their positions are arbitrary by this point. All right. So Gus and Lucius are flying. Is that correct?
No,
Gus and Connor
and
are flying.
Alex.
Gus and
Gustavus and Alexander.
So Connor's just climbing up onto his. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. It's kind of strange how you have to do it because it's not attached to anything. It's kind of you reach up and jump up and grab the ledge of this platform, and it kind of tilts under your weight as you do, as you pull yourself up. The platforms begin sinking downwards as your weight is applied to them. There's no mechanisms or anything on the platforms, just what looks like diagrams, symbols. Connor, your symbol is a gear with nothing in it, just like the outline of a gear. Alexander, yours is a gear, but inside of it, it looks like a clock face, so an hour and a minute hand. Gus, yours is a gear, but with an arc of lightning through it. And all 3 of these platforms sink downwards. And as they do, Gus, this crackle of lightning arcs upward to your platform. After a few seconds, all 3 of you are now standing even with the gear. That's how low that they've sank down. And lightning is crackling up and arcing around Gus in every direction. You're perfectly fine, but it's really freaky.
I saw that show.
And
There's
this
so
door
basically
slides
it's-
open, and this door slides open, and this door slides open.
All right, so Scrappy is going to double move.
Scrappy needs to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
Because he's in the room
And I'm
with
going
the
to actually,
light blades.
before he starts moving, since I haven't been able to do that because I haven't been able to commands, I'll have him repair himself. So let me roll that.
Okay.
That's a bonus action for me.
Does he get out like a little
So-
badger hammer and knock the kinks out?
No, a pair of vents open up in his back and alchemical spray goes across him.
Foul-smelling
So that
alchemical
heals
spray?
12. Okay, and then I'll give the save, so it's 3 damage.
Badger muff.
Save plus 4. He makes a 19 on the dexterity save.
Okay, he's fine.
Alright, and then he moved 5, 10, 40. And he can get to there.
This door remains closed, however. Okay, what's next? Gus, you can't hear anything because of this crackling all around you. In fact, you're having difficulty seeing. The lightning almost makes this opaque curtain. It's so thick around you.
I give Gus a very obvious. I give Gus the best thumbs up I can. All right, guys, get through the chamber while Gus is on that thing.
Yeah, and I'll head onto the thing.
Who's taking the doll?
Lucius will.
Eldov the skeleton, come on.
Did you guys give him his voice box back?
Yeah.
Okay, I will come on. And then he comes on. And he just follows Lucius and Seeker.
Okay, Gus, if you can hear us, once we're through, don't stop in this room, and I will fly to here.
Okay. And as you do, the platform you were resting on starts rising back up to its previous position. And when that happens, the doors here slide back shut.
Seeker says, "Actually, Gus, 1 second." And he, because these are spinning around the room, right?
Not smoothly, but anytime the gear would interact with them, they kind of shift into the next position.
Yeah.
I grab Seeker and pull him out of that room. Don't go in there.
Why?
The floor's gonna slide out under you.
And
Okay,
Connor-
but anyways, Seeker, I just want to do this real quick before Gus moves. I'm going to pull out some of that colored chalk I have, and I'm going to mark each of these platforms so that we can recognize which is which the next time we come into this room.
Just put a marking on the side of them?
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. I thought you were going to cast web on Gus. That'd have been a lot funnier.
Connor says to Gus telepathically what Alexander said earlier, so there's no confusion.
Okay.
Gus,
Connor hops off his-
Gus responds with, "Okay."
Connor hops off his platform.
And the platform raises back up about 10 feet.
So I have like a curtain of lightning surrounding me, right?
Right now, you're down at gear level. Your platform is lowered, and all of the lightning in the room, instead of zapping and arcing at everybody else, is just crackling up and around you. So, like, if you're looking outside the room looking in, it's almost like you're in this incredibly electric bird cage. As it just arcs up and over in all directions.
Gustavus, you take your weight off of the thing. You have the ability to fly for the next couple of minutes.
You can't hear
Yeah.
Lucius. It's
No.
too loud.
But yeah, no, it's I am going to do that. I'm going to lift up off the ground
Okay.
until it raises to the ceiling, and then I'm going to dash through this door.
And it occurs to you that if you were not able to fly, you would not be able to do this, and you would just have to jump through the lightning.
Oh no,
to
I
get to
wouldn't.
the door.
No, I would just misty step through
Magic.
because magic is bullshit.
It's true. And you all are safely on the other side of this door in this cramped little hallway with Eldov the skeleton.
All right, so you were saying something about a compass?
Yeah, I'll pull out the compass. So this room, right here, as you can see, it's death.
Okay.
The floor, it looks like it's random, but it's not. I've memorized the pattern. I could probably guide you through it.
Okay.
It does require a fair amount of work on my part to keep up with it. Was there anything in here other than the sundial and the jar I climbed out of?
Just the sundial and the green jar. And the door there was locked, so you had to pick the lock to get through.
Once we get through this room, there will be a large gear with spinning blades that also has the compass. There's not a lot of space on the other side of that door. We'll have to cramp if we don't want to get on the gear with the spinning blades.
So-
I haven't figured out how to open any of those yet, and it seems to be related to the compass.
What did the sundial do?
Nothing that I saw.
You went back in and turned it back, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Alex, you can get back and forth through this room without making a check as long as you concentrate. Or you can guide one of your friends back and forth through the room. But doing that, I'm going to require each of you to make an intelligence check. And
Guide, you mean me standing here and directing them, or walking with them?
I'll tell you what, if you walk with them,
Uh-huh.
we're going to call it a dexterity check. If you stand at the door and direct them, you'll each have to make an intelligence check. Because it sounds
Yeah, I'll
simple
direct.
to just guide them through a room, but I've watched a lot of Survivor over the years, man. This is an impossible task. You cannot
Just
tell
everyone
somebody.
pile up in that tiny area on top of the gear, get real comfortable. Eld of the Skeleton, you're first.
Okay.
And
No,
I make an
not
intelligence
Eldo.
check.
No, he follows the directions perfectly and gets all the way to the end of the room
Oh.
unscathed.
Oh.
Lucius is still carrying the doll, huh? Okay.
Scrappy,
Yeah.
you're next.
Well, Scrappy you can just give commands to. He's not going to require a check either. Who's next?
The only other thing is, if you want to, does anyone wants to search the broom closet a little bit more thoroughly, or the skeleton? But
Seeker, you're standing next to the broom closet. There's a broom and a mop. There's a space where another mop used to be, but Alex threw it into the electric room. And a small slop bucket in the corner. Nothing else of interest.
Is there anything in the slop bucket?
About an inch or two of slop.
I'll poke at it with the broom.
And it's just fetid water. So, Gus,
Yep.
I want you to give me an intelligence check, and I want Alex to give me an intelligence check.
So this is like 30 feet to get here. Is this space safe enough to stand? This last.
No, you'd have to squeeze into the space with Eldov.
Okay.
Or get on the...
7.
There's also a little bit of space left on the other side of the door. You got a 7?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
Gus, how'd you do?
I got a. Is that I think that's a 17.
17?
Yes. Let me. Okay, there's. Yes, just a naked intelligence check. It's a 17.
Okay.
And I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, I got a dash.
You can't.
Oh, I can't?
You're not able to dash because you have to follow his directions.
So that's taking my action? Gotcha.
It's not taking your action. It's just you can't move faster than he can give your directions, and he has to concentrate.
Oh, well, in that
Walk very
case,
slowly.
can I cast... before I walk in there, I'm casting Blade Ward on myself.
Okay, fair enough. Alex,
One-time blade word we use.
as you're watching Gus cross the room, you get tripped up once or twice because it looks like the speed of the movements of the floor tiles and the gears are subtly changing in one direction or the next. Gus, you kind of intuitively pick up on some of the movements as you go, and you do manage to get to the other side of the room unscathed. However, when you do, Eldov is standing here, and Scrappy is standing here, and this door is closed.
Okay. The door's closed.
Seeker goes and turns the sundial.
And after a few minutes after you yell that, the door slides open, revealing the room beyond.
That did it.
That in place, I put one of those Tinker's Tools things. Boy, it's really a lot harder to give instruction to something that isn't a mindless automaton that follows it perfectly.
Yeah, speaking of, I won't be doing that. And Seeker casts Detect Thoughts to take the knowledge of how to do this from Alex's brain.
Okay. Make a... Detect Thoughts would let you read his thoughts while he's thinking it, but it doesn't automatically grant you knowledge you didn't already have. You're not going to get a mechanical benefit by doing this with Detect Thoughts versus just him calling out movements to you. Because remember, it took him 10 minutes to sit here and memorize the pattern. He has knowledge that you don't have. Detect Thoughts does not convey his knowledge to you. It just lets you detect his thoughts.
Darn.
Wait a second. Scrappy, get back here.
Scrappy comes back.
Seeker, get on Scrappy's saddle.
I'll
Go,
get
Scrappy.
I'll get on Scrappy and go real
Seeker,
low.
keep your head down.
Yeah, I go real low.
You pull your cloak way down. You become one with Scrappy. And again, Scrappy follows your movements. Or your calling.
Give me that
example.
compass before I head across.
Sure.
I'll take the compass.
So, Seeker, looking in the room, it looks as though... I mean, you've got the big gear is moving clockwise. And it's moving very quickly. Quicker than you've seen one of the large gears move so far. So just moving on this gear is going to be difficult terrain. It has 3 of these clock a clock arms, and they're bladed, as the ones you saw in the previous room. One of them is long enough to reach all the way to the edge of the outer rim here. The compass rose. It looks like it's pointing the same direction as the one you're holding in your hand, pointing at this southeast door.
Two
And
questions.
Seeker, as well as the compass, I gave you a bar magnet.
Okay. Two questions then.
Mm-hmm.
Can the is this above the blades, or is it like in the middle of the blades? Like if I was standing on this, would I be safe from the blades?
No.
Okay.
But the blades, obviously standing on the center of the gear where the blades are attached, would be safe. And it looks as though the blades are passing underneath this. If you were able to climb up onto this hand...
Yeah, that's what I was pointing at. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll attempt to, taking the compass, attempt to nudge the needle with the magnet such that it's pointing in this direction.
Okay. And the magnet is trivially able to move the needle in the compass, but nothing seems to happen with the one inside the room. And whenever you remove the magnet, it snaps back to where it was.
I shout back to Alex. It wasn't the magnet thing.
Okay. Lucius, you want to go? There's a good cycle coming up real soon here.
There's
About
room.
Yeah.
There's room for
six
one more
count,
person to
5
stand
count,
over here.
4 count, 3 count, 2 count. You're up.
All right. What check am I making?
It's an intelligence check.
That's
Both.
a 20 on intelligence.
Okay. How'd Lucius do?
22.
All right. No problem at all. Lucius, you're real good at following directions.
All right. I think I'm gonna go for it, Seeker.
There's nowhere for you to stand on the other side of the room. You get to the end and you have to stand out here where the gears are. Is that your intent?
With me?
Oh, I thought you were back. I thought for some reason you were in Connor's position. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go for it, Seeker. And I'm gonna go to the center of the room.
Can you get there? What's your movement? 30?
30, yeah.
Can you get there with...
Fly of 60?
Oh, he's got fly.
Yeah, I can fly. Right.
Okay. Then yeah, it's trivially easy to fly out. And there is the large center point, which is still rotating.
Actually, Seeker, do you want to...
Yeah, I gave you the compass beforehand.
No, I was gonna say, do you want me to put you on here?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah. So I fly Seeker over to there, and I land here.
Okay.
One side, Scrappy.
Ready, Connor?
Wait. Gus,
Yep.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Oh no. That's a 10.
A 10. You're a fighter, aren't you?
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
Trained in... Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Yeah,
called
it was
dog
almost
shit
a
for
20, and it rolled over to 4.
So
That's how that works.
you're flying over. You set Seeker down. Seeker, the hand that you're sitting on is the highest up, so the blades are spinning underneath you. As long as you don't start poking stuff down through the middle of the hand, you'll probably be safe here. Gus,
Yep.
as you touch down, you start forming memories in your mind that you kind of get lost in this reverie of this long overland journey that you've been on, and fighting rock monsters along the way. Very vivid memories of your camp being ambushed at night by rock monsters, and one of your companions suffering a grievous wound that had to be tended to. But it was okay because you were coming up to the end of your pilgrimage. You had heard wonderful stories about the moving crystal clear moats of blue worm, and you were able to get back, and your friend had his wounds tended by one of the priests of Osprum. And you have this great sensation of being in this warm, welcoming place because you had all this money from your previous adventures, and you get lost in this reverie, and you realize at the end of it, as you kind of snapping back, and you see that you're still in this bizarre clock room. You vaguely remember having a mentor at one point, the man who taught you swordplay and but you can't bring his face to mind or his name at all. Seeker,
Good.
from your perspective, and Lucius, you as well in the doorway, you see Gus land on the thing, and he kind of wavers back and forth for a moment. Like he's not in control of his movements, and he kind of shakes it off. In the 2 or 3 seconds that takes, all of the blades line up opposite of the compass hand and stop moving.
Gustavus, you all right?
Whatever you did, stop the blades.
Gus is just like real confused. I think I'm missing some things.
We'll deal with it in a minute. Right now, we need what did it do that? That wasn't.
Are these symbols here?
No, those are just markings on the map.
Okay.
The book was there, but it's not anymore.
Are the hands completely still?
They do. They move completely. In fact, one of them has to reverse direction to get into place. And as you're watching, 30 or 40 seconds go by, and they very slowly start to move again. And over the course of a full minute or two, they're back up to full speed, rotating around the room.
Damn, could have used that opportunity to get through here.
You ready, Connor?
Yeah. All right.
All right, let's get an intelligence check from Connor and Alex.
That's a 20.
20's a good start.
That is not a 20. That is a 10.
A 10. So, Alex, you're giving Connor instructions through the room, and Connor's not the best at taking instructions, and he makes a few missteps along the way. Fortunately, they just happen to be in places that don't cause like his cloak to get grabbed up by a moving gear or his boot to get twisted on the shifting floor, and he makes it to the door safely.
Ooh, Connor, yeah, 2 more steps that time to make up for that. Good job. And then I'll make my way through.
Okay?
Jump on top of scrap.
And as long as you concentrate, you don't have any difficulty getting through.
So there are doors here and here, right?
Correct.
And then this is just the revealer. There's a wall there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Gus is like incredibly distressed. He's like, I don't think anybody should stand on this.
I say, but we're probably going to have to.
What if I go turn back the sundial? What if these doors are like exclusive locks, and the one that we came in through has to close for the other ones to open?
I mean, it's worth testing out. I'm gonna mess with the
Okay.
sundial a bit.
Okay, I'll go do that.
Where did it point? It pointed like opposite, so it basically pointed like here.
Compass.
Correct.
Okay, so
And the hand Seeker is on is not moving, or is it moving?
It is not moving. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it can move. You definitely see a space inside the center column where it's attached. So there's definitely a
Is
groove
there-
for it to move, but it's not moving currently.
Is there anything distinctive about the top of the place now that I'm here, or were we pretty much able to get the gist of it before we came over?
And you don't notice any details that I haven't already told you, if that's the
Got
question.
it. Yeah, that was the question. Just asked badly.
Mhm.
I'm going to let's try out moving the compass hand so it's pointing in the direction that the blades did for that bit.
Using a magnet?
Yeah.
And using the magnet, it's easy to grab hold of the compass hand and point it whichever arbitrary direction you like, but it doesn't seem to have an effect on the one that you're standing on.
Is there any way to get at it? Is there glass over the compass, or could I use my finger?
There is glass, but it looks like with a few moments you could probably disassemble it and pop the glass.
That's what I'll do then, because maybe it requires touch.
Okay. Yeah, after a few moments you pop the little glass lens out.
And I'll try moving the compass with my finger this time.
And it's even easier to move around with your finger than it is with the magnet, but it doesn't seem to have an effect on what you're standing on. Once you remove your finger, it snaps back to the same position. So
I unwinch the sundial.
you unwinch it, and you guys standing here, the door closes in your face.
Rude.
I'll wait a minute and then I'll reopen it.
60 seconds later, the door slides back open.
Take my way across. Anything?
No, and I run him through what I've done with the compass so far.
So
So when Gus was on top of that thing, it moved all the blades?
Yeah. Not this one, though. This one seems to be a little different.
Has anyone tried just opening the door on the other side?
There's...
I'm gonna fly over and lift up.
Okay, lifting it up, the door does not open.
And then down, just to try all 4 cardinal directions.
Okay. Give me a... Oh, you're still flying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the outermost blade moves under your feet several times. You try all 4 directions, but the door does not open.
I'm not landing in the middle there.
You want to... It looks like this thing has enough room for 2.
There's some kind of magic on that.
Huh.
It seemed to be mental. Let's put Scrappy on it.
How would Scrappy climb up to that?
We can cast Fly on him.
I can only do that twice before we have to sit around for an hour.
I mean, have him run out here and try to climb on it. I don't know.
It would
Does
be
it look
diff-
like something that's climbable?
He could climb up it, but he wouldn't be able to do it without avoiding the blades. He would have to make a saving throw against the spinning blades as he goes out there.
Can I use...
I can hammer out a gash like that.
Okay. Have him make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yep. That's a 21.
Okay. So Scrappy definitely leaps over the outermost blade and then ducks under the innermost one as he gets to the center and then climbs up in a momentary... Is he able to make it all the way up? This does count as difficult terrain for him.
He has, let's see, counting difficult terrain, he's got 50 feet of movement left when he reaches the center.
Okay. Yeah, just picks a moment and climbs his way up to the top, perches down on the center, and the blades do not seem to react to him being there.
Can I use Arcana to kind of investigate this to see if I can see what caused Gus's mental break there?
You can use Arcana to definitely tell that there's magic There's definitely magic afoot.
I guess if we ever want the blades aligned, we have to trigger the magic thing.
Hey, give the compass to Scrappy and let him place it, like, at the center of the thing.
Seeker, if you want to make an Arcana check, I'll tell you what school of magic.
Okay. That is 13.
A 13. It is an enchantment magic. But more than that, you can't tell.
Alright. I'll give Scrappy the compass. Let him put it down in the center.
I mean, he doesn't have thumbs. Is he
Big claws.
taking it in his mouth?
Yeah.
So he takes... As Alex calls out the commands, he takes the compass and sets it down in the center.
Alright. I'm pretty resistant to magic. Maybe I'll give it a shot in the center.
Ooh. Does... You don't have resistance, do you, Alex? You have the other one.
No, I have guidance.
Guidance, right. Okay.
Cantrips are real limited for artificers.
I feel your pain. Do I have anything that would... No, let me go. Fine.
Alright, try messing around with the compass while you're on there.
Alright, hand me the compass.
Scrappy, come back.
Okay, give me a...
Actually, Scrappy can move out onto the arm.
Yeah.
He's medium, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Worst
Gus,
case scenario, we figure out what happens if you fail twice.
give me a Constitution saving throw. I'm not sure why this is a Constitution saving throw, but I'm just going to trust the notes on the thing here. Also, there's a lot of words misspelled in these notes. It's actually really funny.
Hold on. Let me see if...
How good's your con save?
+6.
He's a fighter, so pretty good.
But here's the problem.
Is people roll like dog.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that turns into what?
But a 7. But.
But
All right, heard enough about your butt.
I'm using 2 blips.
So reroll. Okay.
All right, that's a 17.
Okay.
Last time it was a 4.
You're down
Roll
to 1 blip.
1 blip, yes.
And you have this same sort of reverie coming on. This very strong memory of duty and loyalty, being ordered by your king, rather being given a holy mission, being charged with securing a particular device in the distant land of Blue Worm, far above on the surface in the world with blue skies, and embarking on... Then you shake your head. Wait, no. And you push it away, and you push it away, and you push it away, and you don't have the memories form in your mind. But, nonetheless, the 3 hands do form up on the opposite side of of where Seeker is perched with Scrappy.
How high off the ground is the thing Seeker's on?
It's the highest of the 4 center hands. I don't know, maybe a couple feet.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
hop down.
Scrappy jump off it and start pushing it.
Start pushing
We all
it.
had that idea, I think. Yeah.
Push it clockwise or counterclockwise?
I want to go towards this, and then ultimately in the direction that those all aligned. But along the way, I want to go towards that other door.
Okay, so you're pushing this one counterclockwise.
Yes.
And as he jumps off and is pushing it, the 3 blades move along with it, as though they're all connected in the center.
Fly in here.
So what's the ultimate goal?
Let's start by... Well, let's see what happens when this one that he's pushing is aligned with this door. What's happening with the compass?
The compass is moving along with the this hand. You see the motion in the small compass matching that on the big compass. As you push this counterclockwise, this eventually moves as well. And when it points at this door, it slides open, revealing a small hallway on the other side.
Fly on over.
Okay.
I'm not going to
Yeah,
go
I'm
through the door. I'm flying.
I'm gonna run over there as well while this is stopped.
Yeah, well, it's stopped. Do we want to go through that, or do we want to see if we can get this other door open?
You got to make the decision right now because the blades are not going to stay stopped forever.
I'm gonna try opening this door.
Which direction?
Down.
Moving it down, and it does indeed move down. Let me move.
We got a
my
door.
notes
Let's
over.
move.
Yeah, as soon as Connor gets the all clear, he's gonna
Yeah.
dash on over.
Ooh, don't like that they're different colored tiles. Don't like that at all. Don't like that either.
That's
Looking
only a
into this
bottom
room.
hit. Sure, it's fine.
So these tiles directly in front of the door look like the same, like little snappy tiles that have fit across the floor in the whole place. Where it is discolored, you see the mechanisms that the tiles snap into, but they're not actually tiles there. You see the stone underneath, and each stone has a sequence of grooves along the outer edge of each brick, where the little snappy pieces could fit into place. So the stone floor actually looks a lot more solid. Off to your left, looking down here, you see where the hallway angles off to one direction, ending with a door. And that door would be... No, the door's closed. Looking off to your right, you see a very ominous-looking bottomless pit. On the far side of it, 4 very large, what looks like ceramic jugs or urns. Alex, these look similar to the one that you found yourself in after teleporting, but they're not illuminated and they're not green. They're very dull grays and
Are
brown
they the
colors.
same size?
They're the same size. You could definitely climb into one. These boxes are not here, but back along this wall, you see a large suit of armor. But instead of like being on an armor stand, instead of like standing at attention or being on display, it's slumped downward on the ground. There's a great sword lying next to it on the ground, as though something is inhabiting it. Like if you were just to stack armor, it could not possibly be sitting this way.
Give it the voice box.
Can I? Everybody, come on, make room. Coming through.
Yeah, I'll make room.
Choo-choo. Okay.
I'll scooch.
And behind you, you guys hear the bladed arms start whirring back up into motion.
I'll have Scrappy jump over this section. I can just fly.
There is a large circular shaft, and you can feel a slight breeze coming like up from the depths of the shaft. But looking down it, about 20 feet in, you see a sheet of those same inky black, ominous-looking clouds, the same kind of smoky coverage that blocked all of your view in all of the gear rooms so far.
So is this where we get? This is where we deposit the doll, right?
You'll never get your money back that way.
It's not my money.
Y'all are being real mean to this doll.
The doll is being real mean. Was being real mean first. I'm going to. So
I want to flying over these, inspect them for see if there's any reason that people shouldn't step on them.
Give me an investigation check.
Can I assist on that from over here?
I'll let you make your own individual investigation check.
All right.
That's a 26.
He's got me beat.
It looks like, in some ways, it looks like the stone sections of the room are more solid than the tiled sections, because you keep, if you were to stand here, you wouldn't be able to shift the tile under your feet. It doesn't look like there's any danger to moving out on the stone sections. It just looks like perhaps this room has been damaged or was unfinished for some reason.
Is it this one or this one where the armor is?
This whole alcove here, the armor is for like a large-sized creature, like bigger than Gus could wear, and its arms are kind of slumped down, and so they were these chain gloves just kind of slumped onto the floor. And looking at it, it looks like its arms are a little too long for its body, like it has one too many joints. Its right hand lays open, the great sword lays on the ground next to it, and its left hand is coiled around the inner handle of a shield, but the shield is facing down on the ground.
So, guys,
Give it the voice box.
okay. So, before we do that, I'm going to steal this two-handed sword and throw it in the hole.
Why?
Throwing
Don't do
the sword
that.
away. I would just maybe take it from it.
That's what. Well, regardless, I'm going to try and take this two-handed sword away from the obvious.
And do what with it?
Get it away from the. I'm gonna just grab the two-handed sword and just drag it to the other side of the room.
Okay.
Maybe over here.
I mean, it's a heavy sword. Like, it's a little too unwieldy for Gus to use as a weapon, but it's not so unwieldy that you can't move it. Like, it's not difficult to drag across the room.
Right. I just don't want to get. I just feel like that if somebody was hit with this, it would hurt.
Probably.
It's a sword.
Fair enough.
That's how that goes.
And I'm gonna do the same thing with the shield.
Okay. And when you lift the shield off the ground, on the front of it, instead of being emblazoned with heraldry or with a symbol or with colors, it's just filigreed letters in 2 lines in very fancy scrawled text. It reads, "My name is," and then underneath, a long blank line.
Oh.
Name it helpful.
Alex pulls out a set of engraving tools, lays the shield down. What's it gonna be, guys?
Helpful. We could use that.
Name is helpful. Is that what you want
Helpful,
me to
yes.
name him?
Yes, helpful. That
All
sounds
right.
like a
And
good name.
Alex heats up the tip of his engraving tool, puts a little bit of liquid metal on it, and writes "helpful" in like lead across it.
You engrave helpful onto the shield. And when that happens, as soon as you're done writing, the helmet on the armor snaps upward. And you guys see this pale blue light coalesce inside the helmet, in the very center of the visor. Then you hear this voice boom out that says, "Helpful smash!"
No.
And we roll initiative.
I don't
No.
like that idea. I don't like what just happened. I'm not very happy. But hey, you took my die from me.
Should have rolled faster.
Sorry.
I will also take our break here. Go ahead and put your self on the initiative order. And you know what? He's bigger than this, so we need to... Also, Gus, you put the sword, like, over here, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So the sword... Let me draw a little sword over here. Kind of put this... That. How's that?
Yeah.
There you go. There's a sword.
Feels like that sword should be bigger.
I mean, that's like a...
I can't put Elizagirth on screen for our break because I'm using a different version of OBS. So people are just going to have to look at a static window where nobody's talking while we take a break for about 15 minutes.
Yep.
And we will reconvene at 4:37.